Peace. All praise and glory to the mighty Most High. Our Creator is one God. It's 7:51 in the a.m. this morning. I got to go to work. I'm going to get this lesson out pretty quickly. And let's just roll with it. Leviticus 5. If anyone sin because they do not speak up when they hear a public charge to testify regarding something they have seen or learned about, they will be responsible. Meaning, when you see something that is wrong, you say something about it. You don't turn around and you don't just ignore it. You understand? That's what Satan wants. He wants you to see no evil. He wants you to hear no evil. He wants you to speak no evil. He wants you to remain silent. He doesn't want you saying anything at all about the evil that's going on out there. Why? Because when you don't say anything about it, it grows, it metastasizes, it becomes larger. The numbers get larger. People start. Don't you understand that our minds are nothing but empty computer chips, and what we are programmed with is generally how we will respond and live our lives. So if you're living your life like a narcissistic fool, and you're selfish, and you're bitter, and you're a backstabber, and you're a liar, and you're a con, and you say false things, you make false things, you say false statements and all that shit, well, guess what? That's what you get. You're going to get it right. You're going to get it right back. If anyone becomes aware that they are guilty, if the unwitting touch anything that is unceremonially clean, whether the carcass of an unclean animal, wild or domestic, or of any unclean creature that moves along the ground, and they are aware that they have become unclean, but then they come to realize their guilt, or they touch human uncleanliness, anything that would make them unclean, even though they are unaware of it, but then learn of it and realize their guilt, or if anyone thoughtlessly takes an oath to do anything, whether good or evil, in any matter one might carelessly swear about, even though they're unaware of it, but then they learn about it and realize their guilt. When anyone becomes aware that they are guilty in these matters, they must confess in what they have sinned. So if they have sinned, so the question, so you're to confess that you have sinned. You're to confess that you have sinned. Hold on. Who are you to confess that you're sinning to? The Creator? The Creator, the Supreme Being, tells us that we are to come directly to Him, that we are to place no mediators between God and us. We don't place anything, nothing between us. So I'm starting to scratch my head about mediation. Now, we know that there's a spiritual being that exists on this plane of existence, or there was a spiritual being that was created and placed on this plane of existence. And then when that spiritual being walked contrary to God and heeded to what? Who? He heeded. When God said to Eve and Adam, you heeded, you hearkened. Adam hearkened to the voice of his wife. Who was it that Eve hearkened to? Whose voice was it that Eve hearkened to? Eve hearkened to a man's voice. You understand that? It was a man that conned Eve. A man, which is a serpent, is the one that conned Eve. Eve hearkened to a man's voice, and the Creator is spirit. Before they ate that apple, they were spiritually connected. They were light beings to the Spirit of God. Okay? As a penalty for the sin they've committed, they must bring to the Lord a female lamb or a goat from the flock as a sin offering, and the priest shall make atonement for them and their sin. Anyone who cannot afford a lamb is to bring 2 doves or 2 young pigeons to the Lord as a penalty for their sin, one for a sin offering, the other for a burnt offering. They are to bring them to the priest, who shall first offer the one as a sin offering. He is to wring its head from its neck, not dividing it completely, and it is to be splashed, and it is to splash some of the blood of the sin offering against the side of the altar. The rest of the blood must be drained out at the base of the altar. It is a sin offering. The priest shall then offer the other as a burnt offering in the prescribed way and make atonement for them for the sins they have committed, and they will be forgiven. If, however, they cannot afford 2 doves or 2 young pigeons, they are to bring an offering for their sin, 1/10 of an ephah of the finest flour for the sin offering. They must not put olive oil or incense on it, because it is a sin offering. They are to bring it to the priest, who shall take a handful of it as a memorial portion and burn it on the altar on top of the food offering presented to the Lord. It is a sin offering. In this way, the priest will make atonement for them for any of these sins they have committed. Okay, and they will be forgiven. The rest of the offering will go to the priest, as in the case of the grain offering. The Lord said to Moses, when anyone is unfaithful to the Lord by sinning unintentionally in regards to any of the Lord's holy things, they are to bring to the Lord as a penalty a ram from the flock, one without defect, and of the proper value in silver according to the sanctuary shekel. It is a guilt offering. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to run with 17. I could have got it all down here, but I wasn't paying any attention. So I went ahead and decided to go ahead with it live anyways. 17 tells us, if anyone sins and does what is forbidden in any of the Lord's commands, even though they do not know it, they are guilty and they will be held responsible. They are to bring to the priest as a guilt offering a ram from the flock, one without defect and of the proper value. In this way, the priest will make atonement for them for the wrong they have committed unintentionally, and they will be forgiven. It is a guilt offering. They have been guilty of wrongdoing against the Lord. Now, real quick, what I want to do is I want to go to Exodus chapter 21. And the first thing it says, these are the laws you are to set before them. If you buy a Hebrew servant, okay, he is to serve you for 6 years. But in the 7th year, he shall go free without paying anything. So somebody here is condoning slavery. If you buy a Hebrew servant, who? Are Hebrews buying other Hebrew servants? Are Israelites enslaving their own kind? What Hebrew would enslave another Hebrew is my point here. Ask yourself that. If he comes alone, he is to go free alone. But if he has a wife when he comes, she is to go with him. If his master gives him a wife and she bears him a son or daughter, the woman and her children shall belong to her master, and only the man shall go free. Now, what kind of shit is that? Now, remember, folks, this is what's being written from your prophets now. Okay? So your prophets are, I would say from what I just read here, are aligning themselves with slavery. And that doesn't make any sense at all to me. It sounds to me like the creator here is condoning slavery. If you buy a Hebrew servant, it's okay. He must serve you for 6 years. 6 years. 6 years. What an odd number that number is, 6. So we have problems. So now that that is out of the way, I'm not able to comment today because of a comment that I made. And I'm starting to learn that atheists are gay. I'm really starting to believe that most atheists that don't believe in God are gay. I've been in enough of these rooms now where I'm starting to see that atheists are gay. Okay? They support the gay community. Now, I believe that Jesus was once God, and I supported the gay community. I once supported the gay community. I didn't see anything wrong with it. It was one of those to each their own, Let bygones be bygones. You do what you do. I do what I do. Just don't hit on me. Don't put your hands on me. Don't touch me. That's the way I was. Today, I'm adamantly against it. Once the scales come off your eyes and you realize that these are demons and they're all screaming in the streets, okay? We're here. We're queer. We're coming for your children. Once you hear that kind of garbage, folks, that isn't anything that I want to engage with. They're telling you straight up that they're coming for your children. Let's see here. Give me a second. I might have just erased it last night because I didn't even want to support it any longer. Yeah, I think I might have got rid of it. Anyways, that's what they're doing. There was a guy saying, well, if you identify as a gay person, then don't be ashamed when I identify as a bear and I maul your ass to death for singing in the middle of the streets. We're here. We're queer. We're coming for your children. Okay? And then when you interview these people, they say, oh, they're just making jokes about it. I'm sorry. That ain't a joke. To me, there are no pedophile jokes that I find funny in any kind of manner at all. If you can sit in a comedy club and listen to a comedian on stage cutting jokes about pedophilia and you're out there busting up and you're laughing about it, you might want to consider what you have on you, because this isn't a funny thing to talk about. Okay, there's no way to make jokes about pedophilia, folks. I really wish that I had that on there. Damn it. I wanted to play it. So that sucks. Anyways, so I need to be vocal. I need to paint for you this image of what's going on. Okay, when a man lays down with another man and packs his poop chute with his life semen and spills it into feces, that is mental. It's disgusting. It's vile. And it says in the Bible here, your pump has brought you down. Down. Yes, that's right. It's the one right before, O Lucifer. All your pomp has been brought down to the grave. Well, where are graves at? Graves are right here on this plane of existence. When you die, you're buried into a grave. Okay? Along with the noise of your harps. Maggots are your spread out beneath you, and worms cover you. The King James Bible says for you people, you abominating people that engage in same sex, the pomp is brought you to the grave, and the noise of your viols, the violins, the worms spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. How about the NIV? All your pomp has brought you down to the grave. Where's the context? I need the context. I want to bring the context. Thy pride has brought you down to hell. Well, where's hell? This is hell. We're in hell, folks. And the noise of your violins, the worms is spread under thee as your bed, and worms cover thee as your blankets. So you people that are standing out in the middle of the streets screaming about your rights to be gay is error. Okay, you have no rights to be gay. Okay, you're going to burn in hell, folks. All of you that are gay and all of you that support the gay community, all of you will burn in hell with them. You understand that? If you're a supporter of the gay community, then you're one of those that it says, what is it? The LBGTQ? Actually, I think it's the LBGTQQ&A, queer and questioning. So an atheist who supports the gay community is either gay himself or they are questioning. They're bi. They're not sure. They listen. What pissed me off yesterday is this woman or man, whoever it was in the comment section that said what they said that most people think that gays are okay. Really? Most people think that gay people are okay? Not this gay, not this person here. Not me. Let's see. This is the one that I couldn't speak no more. Let's see. I'm going to read this one and then I'm going to cut out because it's 8:07 and I got to get to work here. So he asked me, and where's your evidence that God exists? This God character exists. This is one of atheists' biggest questions that they always ask you. Where's your evidence that God exists? Well, numbnuts, you people that believe that all this came from a big bang. That's right, a big bang. Imagine that. They equate the birth of this world as a big bang. Yeah, beautiful. It said you should expect bigotry from bigots. And where is your evidence that this God character exists? So I replied accordingly. You guys are like robots. Same ass stupid question over and over. Where's your evidence God doesn't exist? Where does your conscience come from, folks? Where does your conscience come from? Where do your thoughts come from? Do you think that you generate your own thoughts? Do you not understand that your brain is a Wi-Fi and that you have a soul and it's your soul that animates your flesh from outside this plane of existence? You are either tied in to the higher mind of God or you are tied into the lower end, the Sodom and Gomorrah. You're tied into the fallen angels. Our brains are Wi-Fi. They're wireless in another dimension right now, and you are hooked up to darkness, I told him. Yes, that is ignorance, and ignorance, folks, is death. When I first found the truth, atheists used to really get underneath my skin. I've been through the field, very nasty creature, vile, living my life myself. You see, I admit that I am guilty. I admit that my sins, according to the scriptures, when the scales are removed from your eyes, you see your sins. If you have no shame or you can't see sin or you don't think sin exists, your bed will be spread out maggots and your cover will be worms. Okay, my evidence of God's existence is understanding the riddles of the Bible, knowing there are two races of people. Okay, which means a Gentile in flesh. The other race is a human race. So you have two races of people. Okay, you are a Gentile. Gentile were created on the 6th day of creation, which is genies out of your bottles. A demon made on the 6th day of creation. A Gentile is a Gen-tiled in flesh. Okay, you are a beast that was created in Genesis 1:25. God made the beast of the earth, each according to their kind. That is a hidden parable. For Genesis 1:25, that's a hidden parable saying that God created the United Nations first. Satan is the second beast. Okay, this is mind-blowing information. And he was permitted to breathe into the image of the first beast. We are the image of God. Satan was permitted to give us breath into the image of the first beast. Okay? He's the second beast. Well, who's the first beast? The first beast are those that are created in Genesis 1:25 when God creates the beasts of the earth, each according to their kind. This is a host system, the flesh, robots, biological, empty-shelled robots that know nothing. And then something was permitted to breathe breath into us. This is why the Lord says you're not to worship any graven images, because we are the images. It's us. God created man, beast, in an image. Okay? The Satan is the second beast, which was permitted to breathe into the image of the first beast, you, us, so that the dead, us, the walking dead, they made a movie on television for you, The Walking Dead, could speak, us, so we could speak and cause those that didn't worship Jesus, Satan, to be killed. That's Revelations 13:15. And Revelations 13:15 equates to Genesis 1:25, 1:26, and 1:27. Revelations is telling us a riddle also in 13:8. Here's a call for wisdom. So this parable takes wisdom. Let the one with insight, that's me. I have insight of this parable. I have insight and knowledge of the Bible now. I understand the hidden secrets inside of the Bible because I've been blessed from the Spirit. I stopped serving the flesh. I stopped worshiping Jesus. And then I learned that I have a soul, and my soul now has started worshiping Jesus, the Supreme, or started worshiping the Creator, the Supreme, self-existing, eternal one, the Spirit, the living God. Calculate the number of the beast, which is mankind. When you add the sum of the word mankind, it comes to 66. Mankind's created on the sixth day. That's your 666. That's you. That's all of us. That's the Gentile nations. You're part of it. If your nation sits at the United Nations, you are a beast nation that God is talking about. Okay? For the number of the beast is a man. And that's what they forget to tell you. Okay? The man is Jesus, Christ crucified. You see, because in Christianity, Jesus's number is 888, and 8 plus 8 plus 8 is 24, and 2 plus 4 is 6. In the Greek concordance, Jesus's name is Iesos. It's not even called Jesus in Greek. It's pronounced Iesos, and his number is 2,424. 2 plus 4 is 6, and 2 plus 4 is 6. Jesus was created on the sixth day of creation. He's the firstborn over all creation. Okay, John 1:1 says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The Word is an epithet to Jesus. Jesus is the Word, and when you add the sum of the Word, it comes to 60. And 6 plus 0 is 6, and the Word said 3 times in the parable is 666. First Colossians 1:15 tells us that Jesus, for the Son, Jesus Christ, is the image of the invisible God. Jesus Christ is the image of the invisible God. Well, who's created in an image? Jesus. He's the image. It's telling you right there. For the Son, Jesus Christ crucified, is the image of the invisible Father. He's the firstborn over all creation. Jesus is the firstborn over all creation. There was something that was made that was dead. A host system was created, and then Jesus, God said, let us make mankind in our image. For the Son, Jesus Christ, is the image. God said, let us make mankind in our image. For the Son, Jesus Christ, is the image. Jesus is the image. How can I myself, you, or anybody be the image of something that cannot be seen? If God is invisible and can't be seen, how can Jesus be the image of God? More importantly, is it says that God, the supreme self-existing spirit, says no one can see his face and live. So If Jesus is God and God is telling you no one can see his face and live, then how can you see Jesus Christ's face as God and live? Because you're the dead. That's why. If you don't want to be the dead anymore, repent, hit your knees, call on the Creator, the supreme self-existing spirit. Give me 1 second, says that. Hello? This is John. Who's this? Okay, yes. Safety Center? Yes. Oh, hold on. Give me 1 second. All right, sir? Thank you. Hold on. Hey, guys, I got to cut out on this stream, man. Much love to you. Blessings be to all of you. Peace and glory. Talk to you later.